They called him Mr. Fahrenheit. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Freddie Mercury moments.
I'm wearing my heart like a crown.
For this list, we'll be looking at the defining moments from the life, times, and career of one Farouk Bulsara, the signature moments that built the icon that is Freddie Mercury.
Barcelona, such a beautiful horizon. Barcelona, like a jewel in the sun.
Number 10, 2012 Summer Olympics closing ceremony.
What is British music without a little bit of Queen?
It'd been over 2 decades since Freddie Mercury had left the stage we mortals call life, but his ability to work a crowd hadn't diminished in the least. The rumor mill prior to the 2012 London Games closing ceremony had it that the legend would return to the stage as a Tupacian hologram, but viewers were instead given something that looked more akin to a comlink from the great beyond. Donning his once trademark mustache and Wembley-era yellow jacket, Virtual Freddie worked the crowd into the same state of frenzy as he did back in 1986. It was a hard act for anyone to follow, but especially for Jessie J, who, donning a snappy yellow jacket of her own, joined Queens' Brian May and Roger Taylor to fill in for Mercury on We Will Rock You. Number 9, leaving almost everything to former girlfriend Mary Austin.
My name is Mary Austin. I'm a long-term friend of Freddie's.
The coupling of Mary Austin and Freddie Mercury may have lasted only a handful of years, but their friendship remained intact until the end. Although Mercury had proposed to Austin, the relationship came to an end as the singer came to terms with his sexuality.
It was a relief, really, to actually hear it from him.
When they split, Freddie bought Mary a lavish apartment near his home and later became godfather to her first son. 10 years after the split, they remained close, with Mercury claiming she was not only irreplaceable, but that she was his only friend. As the end neared, Freddie told Mary he'd planned to leave her his Georgian mansion, royalties, as well as the bulk of his £9 million fortune. Austin would have preferred the £20 million home be donated to a trust, but Mercury insisted that if life had turned out differently, they would have married and it would have been hers regardless.
I had this love.
Number 8, Barcelona, his duet with Montserrat Caballe.
This dream was me and you.
It's hardly surprising to learn that Freddie Mercury had an appreciation for opera. After all, Queen's 4th album was called A Night at the Opera. But what is surprising is just how well he could pull off the genre. Far from just some rocker riding the coattails and name recognition of an opera star, Mercury not only co-wrote Barcelona, but also sang Montserrat Caballe's vocal parts for her when demoing the song. Paired with the soprano, Mercury was able to sing in his natural baritone vocal range, something he rarely did. While the rock icon was amazed by Caballé's vocal control, the opera singer in turn developed the utmost respect for Mercury's range and phrasing, which she found astonishing.
Barcelona, such a beautiful horizon. Barcelona, like a jewel in the sun.
Released as a single in 1987, Barcelona hit number 8 on the British charts, but recharted at number 2 around the time of the 1992 Olympic Games, for which it was written.
Barcelona.
Number 7, Queen's Saturday Night Live appearance. Sure, by 1982, lots of bands had played SNL, but few of those spots came with the backstory and trivia goldmine of Queen's Season 8 visit. Traveling with his then beau Bill Reed, Freddie blew his voice out the night before during a heated argument with Reed and spent most of the day trying to get it back.
This is our last dance. This is ourselves. Under pressure.
Fixing his voice just as showtime approached, the band played Under Pressure and Crazy Little Thing Called Love, a song Freddie not only wrote on guitar, but played on guitar as well, despite claiming he couldn't play the instrument for nuts.
Crazy little thing called love. Take it right.
Meanwhile, the set represented not only Queen's only SNL performance, but their only performance on American TV, as well as their last ever live performance on US soil with Mercury in the lead, and it was almost sabotaged by a shouting match. Number 6. The Great Pretender.
Oh yes, I'm the great pretender.
On the surface, The Great Pretender is just some old song from the 50s, but as old songs from the 50s go, few suited him better. Although arguably the most dynamic frontman of his time, offstage Freddie Mercury was a shy and reserved individual and saw the Platters' cover as a fitting anthem.
I seem to be what I'm not. You see, I'm wearing my heart like a crown.
For the video, Mercury shaved his mustache, his signature look for most of the decade, revisited classic wardrobe choices, and even reenacted old Queen videos to make a statement about image. The Great Pretender suited Mercury so well, it became the title for the American version of his posthumous album, as well as a documentary about his life.
Can't conceive. Oh, yes, I'm the great pretender.
Released right around the time he was diagnosed with HIV, the song's title would only become weightier as he denied AIDS rumors and deflected queries about his health until the week he died.
Pretending that you're still around.
Number 5. Piggybacking Darth Vader.
I say, hey man, Jaws was never my scene, and I don't like Star Wars.
Despite proclaiming the opposite, Freddie really did like Star Wars. To this end, at a show in Houston, Texas on August 10th, 1980, Mr. Fahrenheit returned to the stage for an encore on the shoulders of the Sith Lord himself. Sure, it was security guy Wally Verson rather than David Prowse in the Vader suit, but it's still a hell of an entrance. Mercury actually did this a few times during the 1980 tour, until George Lucas allegedly took issue, that is.
I am altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
At a show in late 1979, Freddie made his way back to the stage by hitching a ride on Superman. But it's the Houston Darth Vader encore that's gone down in infamy thanks to photographer Tom Collins, who captured the bizarre image.
All right.
Number 4. Under Pressure. Queen and David Bowie.
Pressure, pushing down on me, pressing down on you, no man has fallen. Under pressure.
Proven to be one of Queen's biggest hits, Under Pressure was not only the band's second UK #1, but also David Bowie's third. Although the track grew out of a jam session and was partly rooted in an unreleased song from Roger Taylor, the former Ziggy Stardust completely drove the session and shook up the band's usual MO.
It's a terror of knowing what this world is about. Watching some good friends screaming, let me out.
Bowie's intensity may have put off some of the members of Queen, but his supremely confident vocals motivated Mercury to take things to a whole other level. Making full use of his upper register, Freddie delivered a performance that was complimentary as it was competitive with Bowie, and proved that no matter how big the star, no one outshone Freddie Mercury.
Why can't we give love now one more chance? Why can't we give love, give love, give love, give love, give love, give love, give love?
Number 3. 1990 Brit Awards.
They've really never been fully recognized for the outstanding achievements of their impressive career.
By the time it had come for Queen to collect the Brit for outstanding contribution to music, Freddie Mercury had been fending off and denying AIDS rumors for years. However, Queen's lack of touring and the occasional glimpse of Freddie's deteriorating personal appearance did little to dissuade the rumor mill and the tabloid press. Taking the stage for the first time since 1986, it was Brian May, rather than the always magnetic Mercury, who fronted the band.
And I'd like to say a special thank you to the British petroleum industry for giving this magnificent award in recognition of all the amount of vinyl which we've recycled over the years. Thank you.
Dressed as suavely as ever, Freddie looked both stoic and yet terribly frail, a shell of the man who once worked crowds of thousands into a frenzy on charisma alone. While May spoke at length with charm and humor, Mercury offered only a simple thank you goodnight in what would prove to be his final public appearance.
Thank you. Good night.
Number 2, his much-delayed AIDS reveal.
It had been very difficult for him to even announce what he was suffering from, but at that point he did.
Although confirmed HIV positive in 1987, Freddie Mercury did everything he could to keep his diagnosis secret. While fans and media were forced to speculate, only friend Mary Austin, partner Jim Hutton, the members of Queen, and few others knew the truth. Even close family was kept out of the loop, with his sister Kashmira not knowing the reality of her brother's health until August of 1990. Mercury kept working and recording with Queen until June of 1991, but by November, he saw the end was near and had stopped taking his medications. On November 23rd, the singer broke the silence by issuing a press release stating that not only had he contracted HIV, but was now battling AIDS. Freddie Mercury would die of AIDS-related complications the following day.
Show must go on. The show must go on. Yeah, yeah. Baby, like the light.
Number 1, Live Aid.
You don't waste no time at all. Don't hear the bell, but you answer the call.
Ironically, Freddie Mercury originally didn't want to take part in Live Aid for fear of making a political statement. But once on board, he saw the show as a way for Queen to upstage and outperform all the competition in one go. Banking on the band's experience with stadium shows, Mercury led Queen through a week's worth of rehearsals, distilling 6 of the band's biggest hits into a now legendary 20-minute set. Freddie also selected an unassuming 6 p.m. time slot, knowing that it was not only British primetime, but also early enough that American audiences wouldn't yet be jaded by a day's worth of huge bands. Meanwhile, the band's engineer saw to it that Queen was the loudest band to take the stage, which, coupled with Freddie's unrivaled stage presence, made for what is now considered to be one of the finest rock and roll performances of all time.
We are champions of the world.
So, do you agree with our list? What's your favorite Freddie Mercury moment? For more stone-cold crazy top 10s that you can't stop now, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go.